YouTube. I just wanted to give you a quick update. I just finished with my doctor's appointment for the day, and I figured I'd go ahead and catch you up and kind of briefly just discuss what we've kind of already talked about. So I was supposed to start my cycle on March 2nd, which was a Monday, and I didn't end up starting my cycle until March 5th, which was a Thursday. I did call the clinic, and I had already been on an entire month of birth control, and that's how I started my cycle. But they wanted me to continue with the birth control, and so I'm still currently on the birth control until the 30th, and then I'll restart a pack of birth control, so I really won't be having a period. I'll just continue on with a new pack on the 30th. So I should also be starting my stimming medications on the 30th. If everything goes well, I have my baseline ultrasound, it looks like, on the 9th, and then we'll kind of go from there. So my appointment today was my mock transfer. I am not sure why we were doing it so early, because my transfer probably won't be for at least, the very least, a month away. But had that today. It went very well. It was just, to me, like the IUI procedure minus the ultrasound part, because with an IUI you really don't have that type of guidance. But very painless. I did have a little bit of cramping afterwards, but nothing serious. It was comfortable and quick and easy. Well, I can't say quick because I waited for over 2 hours for my appointment, but it was okay. So my next appointment will be... my next appointment will actually be on the 9th, but I will start my loop run injections on the 30th, and I will take 10 units per day until after my baseline, and then they'll tell me where to go from there. So I did just also receive my medications. That was the reason why my husband stayed home. However, right when I got home, then they arrived with the medications, but I know if he would have gone with me, things just wouldn't have worked out right. So I have the box of medications, and I'm going to set up my tripod here in a minute, and we'll go through all the medications together, just so you have an idea of what we're looking at. And my plan is to probably, I will give you this update now, and maybe a few in between, but I'm going to save the majority of things. I'll record myself with all the injections and things like that, and then I'll kind of compile everything together once I reach the end, and then put it up for you guys as an update. But my doctor did mention today that our transfer may not be the way we're hoping it is, because I do have PCOS. He said that a lot of times it does cause the ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. So if I do end up with that, he did say we will for sure freeze what we get and then do a frozen transfer, which I was kind of bummed out about. My husband and I don't really know how we feel about the freezing process to begin with, but we didn't ever think we'd do IVF either, so it's kind of, it's hard, but you know, if that's what they have to do, that's what they have to do. So he does not want to do that. The doctor did say he wants to do a fresh transfer, but he said most of the time with patients who have PCOS, it's very hard to get just a few eggs. He said it's like a freight train. You just get a lot of eggs. So he said if that happens and you were to transfer back, it's very risky, and you can get really sick. So if it does happen, we will freeze what we get and then transfer at a later date, which we don't know when that would be yet. So he did say there was a 45-year-old in the office today that had like 16 or 18 eggs or something, which is awesome, you know. Of course, I don't know who it is, but he did say she was like 45, so that does give me some hope. But I'm just hoping we get just enough eggs and not too many or too little. But really, God's the one in control here, so just kind of going with the flow. So I will be right back, and we will go through all the medications. Hi YouTube, I'm back really quick before we go into the medications. I forgot, I did have an appointment on the 18th of course, March. It was like a teaching appointment, and basically they just talked about, or she was going to teach me how to do all of the injections and things like that. But my last 3 IUIs, all of them were injectable, so I'm very familiar with injections, and I also work in the medical field, so again, I'm very familiar with injections. So it was a very short appointment. She also gave me this tentative calendar that I'm kind of reading off of. I will let you guys know more about the calendar and more about the dates as we get a little closer to it, because it is so tentative, it could change. And she did let me know that as well. I mean, I haven't even had my baseline ultrasound, so we really don't know what we're working with yet. They also gave me kind of like a vitamin cocktail that they wanted me to start taking, and for the most part I was taking most of it. There were just a few that I wasn't taking enough of, or that I didn't have, so if anyone's interested in me going into the vitamin cocktail that they prescribed, just let me know and I can do a video on that also. So that appointment was pretty short, sweet, and to the point. People who aren't familiar with the injections, it usually takes over about 2 hours, but for us we were just kind of in and out. So that was nice, but we kind of talked about different scenarios as far as the IVF goes, but really after the appointment, thinking about it in retrospect, I mean, there's no sense in going through a bunch of scenarios because really we don't know what's going to happen, we don't know how many eggs we're going to get, we don't know if they're going to fertilize, so we're just kind of trying to go with the flow. So anyway, now I'll be back and we'll go through medications. One more thing, if anyone has experience with acupuncture, could you please comment below and share what you did, whether you did it before IVF transfer, after the transfer, how it worked out, how you felt about it. My clinic recommended a place, but the place that they recommended is like $200 for 3 sessions, and I personally just wanted to do like a session before the transfer and maybe one after. But gosh, with the price of IVF and the price of everything else, I feel like $200 is a lot of money to add to our already, collected debt. So if you have any experience with it, please comment below and share what happened or how you did it. I did ask my clinic, but they referred me again back to the paper that they had already given me, which was a lady that charges $200. So they didn't go really into detail about it or anything like that. But I'm going to look up a few clinics, and but I would really love to hear other people's experiences and your thoughts and how it was and everything like that. So if you do have experience with it, please share. Thanks. Bye. Okay, so here we are with medications. I'm just going to open the box and look at them all. I'll be honest with you, I'm not really sure what is and isn't in here. But that's okay, we'll go through it together. So this looks like it's just a bunch of written information. I'll go through that on my own later. There's some Hershey's Kisses, I guess that's nice stuff. Ah! Hershey's Kisses that are open. Oh my goodness. So I will say this is my first time seeing these medications too, but oh my gosh. Okay. So it looks like these are just needles, syringes, needles. This is progesterone, so they sent me 3 vials of progesterone. That looks like, oh boy. Wow. Okay. It looks like we have 7 boxes of Revel, which I'm very used to this medication because I did have this for my IUIs, but holy cow, 7 boxes. Okay. It looks like this is my Novarel, so just for the trigger shot. These diazepam and progesterone. It looks like it's just one capsule. And these Sharps container. Menopur I also use with my last IUIs, and I also have one more Menopur from my last IUI, but it looks like there's 5 vials in each box, so that's 10 vials of Menopur. And this is the Lupron. So this is the one that I'm going to start on the 30th, and I will have to be doing 10 units a day until they tell me otherwise. So Lupron, Lupron, Lupron. And then at the very, very bottom, just some more syringes and needles. So the Revels, so I guess we can look at it all together. So I have progesterone and the diazepam. And the Bravels, I believe, yeah, there's still 5 in each box. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then 35. And then just 10 in each of these of the Menopur. So that is all of my medications thus far. Like I said, when I get closer, we can go through everything else if I get anything else, but for now this looks like it's it. I will tell you, these medications were super, super expensive. Just one of the reasons why we wanted to be here to receive them when they came. And like I said, if I have to add anything to it or anything like that, I'll keep you guys updated. And I will be recording each injection if I get the chance. So I'll put that all together towards the end so I can include everything and then give that to you guys with an update also. So please feel free to subscribe, comment below, and also ask any questions or share your story. I'd love to hear it, and I'd love to help if I can. Good luck to everybody. I'm praying for everybody, and I hope everybody gets their BFP very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care. Bye-bye. She said most of the time it takes over 2 hours for people who don't have any familiar with for people